A name whispered in fear, a village swallowed by time and shrouded in unsettling quiet. Crumbling stone houses stood like forgotten sentinels. Their empty windows stared blindly. Nature had begun to reclaim its territory. Vines snaked up walls and trees clawed at the rooftops. Legends whispered of a curse, a darkness that clung to Evershade. The villagers had long since fled, leaving behind their homes and their history. Only whispers remained, tales told by those brave enough to venture near. Tales of strange lights, disembodied voices, and spectral figures. Evershade was a place to avoid, a scar on the landscape, a chilling reminder of the past.
Mara was drawn to the unexplained. An historian by trade, her passion was the forgotten corners of history, the stories whispered in hushed tones. Evershade, with its grim reputation, was a siren call, a mystery to unravel. Ignoring the warnings, she packed her bags, her curiosity outweighing her fear. She had heard the stories, of course. The villagers claimed the land was cursed, that the spirits of the past still lingered. Mara scoffed at such superstitions. She believed in facts, in evidence. Yet a shiver ran down her spine as she first laid eyes on the village. The road to Evershade was treacherous, overgrown and barely passable. The sun began its descent as she finally reached the village outskirts. A palpable chill settled in the air. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the rustling of leaves and the distant caw of a crow. Mara parked her jeep at the edge of the village, her heart pounding in her chest. She stepped out, taking in the eerie stillness. The air felt heavy, laden with a sense of unseen eyes watching her every move. Despite the unsettling atmosphere, her curiosity pushed her forward. The village was a ghost town. Houses stood empty, their interiors decaying. Furniture rotted where it lay, covered in dust and cobwebs. The silence was almost unbearable, broken only by the occasional creak of timber or the rustle of leaves. As she ventured deeper into the village, Mara began to hear whispers, faint at first, like the wind through the trees. But as she walked, they grew louder, voices, murmuring just beyond the edge of hearing. She couldn't make out the words, but the tone sent chills down her spine. They seemed to be all around her, watching, waiting. Section 5. The Spectre of Evershade Church. The village church stood at the highest point, its spire, a skeletal finger pointing towards the sky. Drawn by an unknown force, Mara ascended the crumbling steps. The heavy oak door creaked open, revealing a dust-choked interior. A single ray of sunlight pierced the gloom, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. As her eyes adjusted, she saw her, a woman in a long white gown. She stood at the altar, her back to Mara, her long black hair cascaded down her back. Section 6. Flight from the Shadows. Hello? Mara's voice echoed in the silence. The figure didn't turn. It simply stood there, as if frozen in time. Mara took a step closer, her heart pounding in her chest. As she drew closer, the figure slowly began to turn. Mara gasped. The woman's face was as white as death. Her eyes, two hollow sockets, stared right through her. Mara stumbled back, her blood turning to ice. She knew then that she was in terrible danger. Section 7. Scars of Evershade. Mara ran. She didn't look back. Through the village she fled, her breath catching in her throat. The whispers followed, growing louder, more insistent. She could feel their icy breath on her neck. She didn't stop until she reached her jeep. Fumbling with the keys, she threw herself inside and slammed the door. The engine roared to life and she sped away. The image of the woman in white, however, remained seared into her mind. Section 8. The Legend of Eliza Blackwood. Later, Mara would learn the legend of Eliza Blackwood, a young woman accused of witchcraft and burned at the stake in the village square centuries ago. Her vengeful spirit, the villagers claimed, haunted Evershade, seeking retribution for her unjust demise. Mara couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the story, that Eliza's spirit wasn't the only one trapped in that forsaken place. The whispers, the feeling of being watched, it all pointed to something far more sinister. Section 9. The Curse of Evershade. The experience at Evershade changed Mara. The once skeptical historian was now haunted by the memories, the whispers, the ghostly figure in the church. She couldn't escape the feeling that Evershade wasn't just a place of tragedy, it was a place of evil. She continued to research the village, poring over old documents, seeking answers. What was the true nature of the curse that plagued Evershade? What darkness did those crumbling walls conceal? Her search for truth, however, only led to more questions. Section 10. Mara's Research. Mara's research uncovered a long history of tragedy associated with Evershade. Plagues, unexplained deaths, disappearances. The village seemed to be a magnet for misfortune, but the cause remained elusive. Was it simply a string of unfortunate events, or was there a darker force at work? The more she learned, the more convinced she became that Evershade held a secret that someone or something wanted to remain hidden. Her experience in the village was a warning, a message to stay away, but Mara was not one to be easily deterred. She was determined to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Section 11. The Unanswered Questions. Years later, Mara still carried the memory of Evershade with her. The chilling whispers, the ghostly figure in the church, the overwhelming sense of dread. She never returned to the village, but she never forgot it either. It remained a dark stain on her memory. The haunting of Evershade remained a mystery, a testament to the enduring power of fear and the unknown. And somewhere beneath the silence and the decay, the village of Evershade kept its secrets, waiting, watching.